was a hot, humid day in August of 2021, and the sun was bouncing off the slick sides of Tokyo's Ariake Urban Sports Park. 13-year-old Sky Brown couldn't be distracted by the heat or the glare, though. There were too many nerves fluttering inside her. It's okay to fall, she told herself. Just keep going. You've got this. She was already making history as the youngest person to ever represent Great Britain at this major international competition. As Sky flew into her first run, she had a huge smile on her face. She glided into hand plants and air 360s with ease. But then, as she was attempting her biggest trick, the kickflip indie, she tumbled down. Sky dusted herself off, got back on her board, and tried again. Each athlete had 3 45-second runs to showcase their most advanced moves. And after falling a second time, Sky decided she didn't need to win a medal. She just wanted to prove that she could do the kickflip indie. Sky took a breath to clear her mind, focused her eyes on the ramp ahead of her, and pushed off. I'm Chloe Mei-li Bundt, and this is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, a fairy tale podcast about the real-life women who inspire us. On this episode, Sky Brown, skateboarder, surfer, and champion. Has anyone seen my skateboard? Sky. The year was 2010, and Sky was 2 years old. But she already knew how to steal her father's skateboard and push it around their backyard in Miyazaki, Japan. Miyazaki was a beautiful place to live, with lush mountains and palm trees, stunning waterfalls and shorelines. Sky's dad spent a lot of time outside, surfing or skateboarding, and Sky wanted to join him. She soon taught herself how to climb up on the board and ride along the mini-ramp her dad had built. But both of her parents were nervous. What if she fell and got hurt? Well, Sky did fall. A lot. But the bumps and bruises didn't hold her back. They only made her want to try again. She watched videos of skateboarders online and studied their moves, copying them on her dad's board repeatedly, until her parents finally relented and got her a board of her own. When Sky's family started splitting their time between Miyazaki and Oceanside, California, she spent countless hours at the local skate park with her little brother, Ocean. The two of them would zip around the park, feeling the sea breeze rushing through their hair. Sky was strong and fluid on a board, daring and graceful all at once. She stood out in other ways, too. Everyone else at the skate park was much older and mostly male. But again, Sky was not intimidated. She whipped through the park, experimenting with different moves like grinds and slides on the lip of the ramp. And of course, she fell, which was all a part of her process. This was Sky's favorite daily routine. Get up, go to the beach with her dad for an early surfing session, then come back home for breakfast and get ready for school. At school, she would cram as many facts and ideas into her head as possible, and then come home and head to the skate park. She had so many new moves she wanted to try, both on land and in the water. She played with changing her posture and rotation, or grabbing the deck of the board while lifting it into the air. Every day was a different kind of adventure. Soon, people started noticing Sky's talents at the skate park and beyond. First, her parents let her post some videos of her skating online. Then, they helped her sign up for competitions. Soon, at just 10 years old, Sky became the youngest professional female skater in history. And when she was 11, she got to be part of her first extreme sports competition. When it was her turn to skate, Sky whizzed past the crowds, gaining speed and power. Then she tried something that had never been done before by a woman, let alone an 11-year-old girl. She threw back her right arm and grabbed her board with her left. Holding on tight, she flew into the air, spinning around a full 1.5 times. The move was called a frontside 540, and Sky was beaming as she landed and skated on. She felt like she was floating even hours after her wheels touched the ground. The cheers from the crowd still echoing in her head. She couldn't believe this was her life now. Practicing her favorite sports and flying higher and higher. 2 years later, Sky was running tricks and drills at the skate park, determined to get fluid at the kickflip Indy. She had a daunting but clear goal. She wanted to do this new move at her next international competition. She was likely to be the youngest person ever to represent Great Britain in the 2020 Summer Games. And these games were particularly special. It was the first time skateboarding was going to be included. But then, in March of 2020, the whole world shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic. People were uncertain when or if things would go back to normal. Would anyone even be able to compete this year? She continued to train hard, just in case she'd get a chance to go. Then, a few months into lockdown, something terrible happened. While she was training, Sky flew off the end of a half-pipe while traveling at a very high speed. She fell 15 feet, breaking many bones in her body and fracturing her skull. It was terrifying for her family and even her doctors. Luckily, she would be able to recover, but it was going to take some time. Still, Sky stayed positive. "I'm excited to come back, even stronger and even tougher," she said. "I'm just waiting for my body to catch up." It took a lot of rest, patience, and respect for her healing bones. Eventually, Sky did get to compete. Flushed with momentum and ready to soar, she jumped onto her board and launched into her combo. Twisting, flipping, and floating. And when it came time for that third attempt at the kickflip Indy, she nailed it. Sky showed herself and the world that she could pick herself up, dust herself off, and turn falls into opportunities. And it earned her a shiny new medal. Sky likes to say, be brave, be strong, have fun, and do it because you love it. Following this philosophy in her teenage years has led her to continue setting records, trying new tricks, and falling down a lot. Sky's favorite days still start with getting to the ocean first thing for a surf. After school, she heads to the skate park and spends hours there with friends, practicing. She's still in awe of all the different ways her body can move and grow stronger. And if someone says a trick can't be done, she will do it. One of her dreams is to travel the world, teaching other kids how skating conditions both the body and the mind. After all, we each face slippery slopes and will one day fall. But just as Sky says, it's in the getting up and trying again that the real magic happens. This podcast is a production of Rebel Girls. It's based on the book series, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. This episode was narrated by me, Chloe Mei-li Bundt. It was produced and directed by Haley Dapkus, with sound design and mixing by Bianca Salinas. The story was written by Abby Sher, fact-checking by Eliza Kirby. Our executive producers were Joy Smith and Jess Wolfe. Original theme music was composed and performed by Elettra Bargiacchi. A special thanks to the whole Rebel Girls team who make this podcast possible. Until next time, stay Rebel.